Good morning. We're going to wait a bit and have people come on in.
Nice to see you, Victor. Thank you so much for inviting. I
Pleasure,
appreciate it.
pleasure,
Yes,
pleasure.
appreciate it. Is the
Well,
chat is better now?
good, good.
Thank you.
I'm going to go ahead and kick off this program. Thank you for joining us, whether you're from the embassies in Washington, D.C. We have about 70 people here. For me to go to all these embassies, it would take me 3 months. So we appreciate what I think is now old technology because during COVID, we did a lot of webinars and we haven't done it in some time. Happy to have all you participate in this event. Basically, my name is Victor Shibley. I'm the publisher of the Washington Diplomat. We've been in Washington, D.C. for 30 years with a media company, a newspaper, and I think our biggest part of our business is organizing events in Washington, D.C. And our goal has always been to connect foreign governments, foreign countries, embassies with the U.S. government, or with people that have interest in your country in Washington, D.C. And we have hosted events, from health, education, how to promote yourself. We've brought to the table people like the governor of Virginia, Terry McAuliffe, who was served a couple of years back, 2 terms back, actually. The mayor of Houston, several congressmen, senators, people from the NSA. And our goal has always been to help foreign governments connect with U.S. entities that can help them. And as I've been doing this for 30 years, I think the biggest thing that we have seen, the biggest interest that we have seen is foreign direct investments. Is how can I bring money to my country? And so we have a lot of events in the U.S. A lot of them want your money. They want your sovereign wealth to invest in the U.S., and that's fantastic because cross trade is the best thing we could ever have. But what we at the Washington Diplomat are working on is events in June that will help you connect with interested investors. And it's come about from conversation with many embassies, many ambassadors, many diplomats who have conveyed that this is their top priority. How do we get U.S. corporations? How do we get the U.S. government? How do we work with multinationals to bring money to our country and develop our countries? So that's what we're going to talk about here today. We're going to talk about events we're hosting in June 6th and 7th. And to start, I brought Philip de Leon, who is a partner with us, who has worked with the Department of Commerce, worked extensively in Central Asia, in Africa, in particular in agriculture, but not limited to agriculture. So I'd like to ask Philip just to talk to us a little bit about foreign direct investment and his experience. Philip, would you take it away?
Thank you very much, Victor, and good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be with you. And I wanted to let you know that this event that we're planning is really for you because we heard you. We know that you, for many of you who work for embassies, that your mission, your marching order, if I may say, from your capital is try to bring investment into our country and try to bring US investment. So this event is really perfect because this will help you fulfill one of your important mission. Not only US investment is important, but as I have seen from working for the Department of Commerce and for AGCO, a large agricultural manufacturer of equipment, US companies and investors bring quality, and they are there to bring you something you can use. For instance, when I worked in agriculture, the equipment we would also bring after sales service and spare part and training and all the things you need to operate successfully over time. So foreign investment also is not just bringing billions of dollars to the table, it's also helping companies start business in your country. They come, they spend money in hotels and in restaurants visiting your country to meet with people, and then they can look for a distributor, they will train that distributor. All this is an investment in your country that will create jobs. And job creation is also very important. So Those are some of the things we wanted to address today and say that this event is for you, and we count on you to not only let your government know so that they can support it, but also companies in your countries that would be interested in partnering with US companies, US investors, so that they can, speak. The key, as you may know, is you need to speak for yourself. You need to promote your own country so that the message you want to be heard is heard. Don't let other people or the press or whatever speak on whatever they want. You speak on what you want, and you want to showcase your country as an investment destination that is worthwhile considering. So those are some of the quick things I wanted to say. I'll pass the floor or the microphone, virtual microphone, back to Victor, because we have another colleague also who's helping with this conference. And by the way, last thing, I worked a lot on Africa. I used to be on the President Advisory Council doing business in Africa and a board member of the Corporate Council in Africa. So really worked very hard also on raising the visibility on Africa. There's definitely momentum. Sorry, I have to add this to the conversation. There is momentum right now. Before, the US was missing in action. The US was not present at all. But now there's involvement of the US government in Central Asia with the C5+1, and there's involvement in Africa. And Secretary Blinken just returned or just was in Africa for an extensive trip where the US really wants to say, we are back and we are here. So this is the time now for us to do an event to bring the private sector to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Philip. Appreciate that. Some people are asking why they can't chat. We're asking you just to type in your questions and we'll address them. Again, I see some people from Madagascar, Myanmar, and Armenia and Malawi. Go ahead, type in your questions if you have any questions as we go along. We're going to kind of limit it to us speaking, and we'll address any questions that you have. Bonmi Janado worked on the World Cup, trying to bring the World Cup to Baltimore. He's a senior advisor for the state of Maryland. And Bonmi, I would love it if you just talk a little bit about sports investment and your experience and the importance of investments for foreign countries.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much, Victor and Philip. My name, as Victor said, my name is Bonmi Janado. I am the senior advisor for the FIFA 2026 World Cup for the state of Maryland, joint bid with Washington, D.C. Now, the question is, you may ask, why is sports relevant in foreign direct investments? If you just give you an example, if you look at what the World Cup did for Qatar, as a simple example, in terms of getting the infrastructures and everything ready to receive the world in 2022 to Qatar. Qatar spent several hundred billions of dollars into preparing all those infrastructures, and the work that went into the contracts and the services and everything came from different companies and organizations that service that to get that ready for them. So that was a case of the sporting industry experiencing inbound investment as also outbound investment. Now, with the World Cup coming to the US, Canada, and Mexico, you're going to see the largest amount of participation, countries participating, which is 48 countries. And here there's going to be another opportunity, for the US to be on stage, to work with companies from all over. Obviously, everybody on this webinar coming from different countries, there is a huge your diaspora communities that connects with your actual countries. You can see in terms of sports investment and sports economy, you know, that there will be opportunity for those bilateral and cross-border trade. So in terms of this conference coming up in June for the foreign direct investments, I think it's an opportunity for countries, no matter what sector, be it digital economy, sports economy, the biosciences. You know, I think it's a unique opportunity for countries to bring their stakeholders and their deal teams to actually present different bankable projects for the U.S. government and their agencies, you know, to key into those projects. Your countries don't necessarily have to wait for the UN General Assembly, where everybody does all the side events. You know, I think this could be a very unique opportunity, you know, for your countries to actually, you know, come to the table with bankable projects that you've conducted feasibility studies, you know, and valuations and technical reports, so that when you come to the table, you can actually network in this boutique conference and key in, so that the U.S. government can actually put their money where their mouth is.
Thank you, Bunmi, and thank you, Philip. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Let me share our presentation here for, give me just 1 second to get this up and running. I see friends from Zambia, Bahamas, Qatar, Oman. Happy to have you all on board. I'm sharing my screen. Okay, so, you know, bottom line is the embassies, the countries really want investment, and we understand that. There are forums to do this. There's always cross exchange, no matter where we are. But our goal is specifically to help foreign countries. And we see them coming to the US, they're coming in on their own, they're coordinating events, and they get here with a delegation and they end up seeing 200-300 people. Our goal is really to bring you into a room with people with similar goals, so you can present in front of a larger audience and really have a chance to meet with qualified investors, investors that are looking for new regions to invest in. I mean, there's a comment I hear all the time: I can go invest in Europe and make 5%, but if I go to Africa, I can make 20%. You know, and of course, you know, there's risks with everything you do. But I think if we have investors that have a focus maybe on the Middle East, the Gulf, and they come in and hear of some of the opportunities in other parts of the world, whether it's Asia, Central Asia, Africa, they may open up their investments to new regions of the world where they can make more money. So we are planning this event for June 6th and 7th. That's coming up fast. And really the opportunity for the FDI forum is to connect governments, international business with US investors. That's the bottom line. And so we really have a commitment to bring investors to the table, qualified investors that are looking for new opportunities. Again, please, any questions you have, just put it in the chats, okay? Hold on 1 second. Okay. You know, Bureau on Economic Statistics has come up with numbers, and in 2022, outbound investment from the U.S. was $365 billion. You know, a lot of money, but you know, in perspective, it could be a lot more. A lot of it is going to Europe. It's probably old investments that have been on a continuous basis going to that part of the world. The regions of the world that are getting the least investment are actually Africa and Middle East. And whether that's because of political instability, whatever the case, this is the opportunity where people can really benefit probably the most. So our goal is to bring you guys to the table to present in front of these people. Sorry, I'm just trying to switch slides. You know, one of the things we bring for you is visibility, bringing your country to a stage where you can talk to investors directly, where it's really a conversation just about investments, because this is very important that we're not part of, you know, other big programs. This is people coming to the table with interest in investment. We can work with you to position your country and give you exclusive access, whether it's to just investors or even to private corporations that's willing to spend money in your country. We are committed to make it an event where you can network, where there's programs, direct programs, breakout sessions where you'll network with some of these people. You can showcase your innovations, and innovations are important, and make it efficient, where you're not coming to the United States with a delegation and end up meeting with 200-300 people, but you can meet hundreds of people that are more qualified. We're seeing this. We're seeing people come here with delegations. They go to 2-3 cities. They meet 200-400 people, but often they say we're not reaching the right targets.
Another thing I would like to state, this is Philip. This is a great event because it's a finance event taking place in Washington, D.C. A lot of finance events usually take place in New York, which is very nice, but DC has a lot of important organizations, including the World Bank, the IMF, and all the US government agencies. And I think it's a great opportunity if you bring officials from your country to also take advantage of your presence in Washington, DC, to have other meetings during the time you spend in Washington, DC, so that you can optimize your visit. So I'm saying that to you because I know it's always a challenge for embassies to convince officials to come all the way to Washington. But this is an opportunity to do more than one thing by coming to Washington. So I wanted to state it for you so that you can market it back to your government and agencies and ministries. If they ask you, why should we come just for this event? This is an opportunity to do other things and achieve more than just attending one event.
Thank you, Philip. And that's right. We're here to help you. So if you come to DC for this event, we can set up programs around the event where they're coming 2 days early, 2 days after, and meeting with corporations, having direct meetings that we can help set up for you. Strategic insight, I think this is important because we're engaging already with State Department, the World Bank, and other entities that can help you find different sources of funding that go beyond just direct investments. As far as industries, this is really diverse. It depends on your goals. I mean, we're talking about everything from infrastructure to agriculture, forestry. When talk about sports, which is very important, entertainment, manufacturing, but you know, we're putting everything together. This is very early stage for us, and there might be industries that you are involved in that you want to present that will go outside these bounds. And marketing is very important to us. This is how we've been successful in other events, is to make sure that the word gets out, that we're reaching states that may have an interest. We have states that are very much interested in agriculture. There's two-way trade. I mean, for sure there'll be two-way trade at this event, but if you can connect with someone in the Midwest that's very big in agriculture, you might create strategic partnerships where they can work with you directly in investment in your country. And so the Washington Diplomat, again, we've been around 30 years. We are conveners. We help bring people together. We have a media company that covers this community, the international community. We understand your needs. And our goal has always been to bring countries and embassies together with the US government and US businesses for better understanding of each other and for connections for actually investments at the end of the day. And you can reach out to myself. Here's contact information, also Philip. But if you put your information, you want more information, and you put your information in the chat here, we're happy to send you more information, set up time to talk, whether it's in person or through these webinars. We will host many more webinars like this as we get closer to the event. So, and we encourage you to encourage your offices back home to participate. The reason we're doing webinars is so we can get a broader audience across the country, across the globe, actually. So your ministries can get involved in future webinars to hear more. But if this is of interest, I suggest you reach out to myself, Philip, Bunmi, and if you put something in the chat, we'll get back to you. I'm just going to look at some of the questions here as we're talking. It's very important. Can you send us an invitation? NMR, okay, we'll take care of that.
Now, any of you have specific questions for us or suggestions? Is there anything that we are missing that your country is interested in or would like to focus on? At the end of the day, this is the generic information, but we really want to craft this event to meet your needs. So if there's anything we did not address or so on, please speak now. This way we can fine-tune it and make it more in sync with what you need.
Beatrice from Chile, we will, I know you said you had to leave. I don't know if you've left yet, but we will make this webinar available to you. We will make the presentation available to you and everybody else that has participated. Even if they didn't make it, we will send you copies. Let's see, it was Sam, okay. If you have any other questions, put it in the chat now. We won't take too long. Ambassador Chombo, nice to have you here. We had a nice event with you about a year and a half on health, and we'll reach out to you for another event. Hopefully you'll join us again, but happy to have you all here. We will send you more information. Feel free to reach out. You have this contact information here, but we'll send you this packet as well where you have that contact information. And let's work together to make this a successful event. We're not looking to do this event just 2024. We want this to be a long-term event, that it creates an opportunity and a platform for you to present your country to qualified investors in one location where you don't have to bring a whole delegation here to run around and try to find investors or qualified investors and hit 300 people where there's only 5 or 6 that are interested or capable of doing it. I want to mention one more thing that has been a big desire from many people, and that is diaspora, reaching out to the diaspora community, because this is one point of investment for a lot of countries. And so if you're on board, we will work with you to also include diaspora. We're not just talking about big investors. We're talking about investors that will invest $1 million, $2 million, $5 million in your country. We want both levels of people to be at the table. So we will focus on diaspora too. So thank
Victor,
you.
there's a good question about, are there any fees for participation in the forum?
Yeah, there will be fees. We will give complimentary tickets to a lot of people. For embassies, it'll be cheap. You know, it's our typical charge is less than $300, and typically when we do that for the embassy is less than $100. And we will start announcing that information in March, as well as speakers. If you have a recommendation of speakers, we're happy to hear from you. But yes, there will be a fee to attend, and that helps us assure that we get quality people to the table.
Now, if you have investors already in your countries that you think would be interested in speaking about how happy they've been in investing in your country, please let us know who they are so that we can invite them. maybe to sponsor or be present, because it's good to talk about investment, but it's also good to bring investors who've been successful so that they can share their story. So if you have specific cases of companies that have been successful in your country, let us know who they are. This way we can tell them about these upcoming events.
Thank you, Philip. Absolutely. We appreciate your time. We don't want to take too much of your time.
Victor,
ahead,
can I
Mike.
say,
Yeah,
can I recommend one last thing?
Please.
Yeah, to the audience, it is important that what we're trying to achieve here at the Diplomat as well is that when you guys decide to participate in an event like this, your countries, we want to be able to see you come to this event as an inaugural, but when you do come, that you're actually leaving with a deal on the table that can be followed up. It will not be business as usual, where you go to a conference and this, that, this. What is most important to us is if Malawi, Vietnam come with a delegation and they have priority areas of where they see projects that they're looking for foreign direct investments, and they are actually coming, to connect with the foreign direct investment. It will be good if you let us know ahead, and we can even help you, walk you through the process of, okay, as these areas of opportunities, have you conducted your feasibility study? Have you conducted this? What do you have that you can actually present to the agencies or the foreign direct for the investors, so that when we do connect them, we can actually let them know that these countries have gone even above and beyond, to key in to say, hey, look, we are ready. These are our projects. Now it's up to you guys as the foreign direct investors. Are you ready?
And in fact, the sooner you let us know you're coming or your country is interested in participating, and the sooner you let us know what industry you want to focus on, the more targeted we can be in reaching out to companies and saying, by the way, there's this company or this industry from this country that is coming and interested in, let's say, mining. Are you available to meet with them? Are you available to attend this event? The sooner we know this, that the sooner you confirm your participation, the sooner we can use your confirmation to bring in the people you want to meet. It's a so it is very important that you do not wait until June to let us know you're coming. You need to start working on this right now, because the more time we have, the more qualified people we can get in the room. Because let me share with you, I used to work for a Fortune 300, a large company, ACCO, and you can't just get a senior executive to come to an event at the last minute. Their agenda is booked weeks, months in advance, with a lot of international travel. So in order to have them in Washington, D.C. on a specific date, we need to put that on their agenda sooner than later. So this is why we're starting advertising now. The sooner we can get messages from you that you are interested and who's going to participate, the better. Of course, we know you cannot give us an answer tomorrow, but if you in the coming weeks you can come back and say, this is really the industry we want to focus on for our country, or the industries. I mean, it doesn't have to be one industry, but some countries, focus heavily on agriculture, other in mining, other in tourism, other in transportation or energy. So pretty much just let us know. We're here to help you, because we see it as a partnership. We're not just trying to sell you an event. We are trying to sell you a participation, a partnership where we can help you deliver on your goals, and we can really be proud about the success you will have. It's your success will be our success.
Fantastic.
Thank you, Philip. And that's absolutely right. So, you know, even if it starts with setting up, meeting up with your Ministry of Trade and Industry or whoever the appropriate people are, let's do that as soon as possible. And we can start the discussion. There's nothing that has to be confirmed immediately, but I think if you think this is right for you, if this is part of your goals, let's start talking immediately. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. We're going to keep all your questions here. We'll send you a packet. We have all your email addresses. Look out for other events. We will host other events like this, but we're specifically doing it on this platform, this format, so that you can get your ministries back home on board. And we're doing it at a reasonable time, whether they're, you know, it's 9 o'clock in the evening in parts of Asia or 6, 7, 8 o'clock in Europe or Africa. We want your people on board. Let's start the discussion. This is long-term. Let us help you this coming year, but this may be a platform that you will work with and attract new business every year. Thank you very much.
And the last thing is we will have similar events like that at different times, so that if your officials want to hear themselves directly about it, they will have the opportunity. So we'll do it again and at different times so that we can be sure we can reach people in different time zone. Thank you.
Thank you, Philip. Thank you, Bunmi.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everybody, for participating. Have a good day.